I clean my glasses. What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay, I can see now. Let me bring it a little closer. Y'all know the little thing I showed y'all that had the mic? Why it's missing pieces? That's why it was $12. No, $6. It's missing 2 pieces. I should have known because it was taped up. It's missing 2 pieces. All I could use is the mic. Like I could plug the mic up in my computer and use it, but I can't use nothing else. I'm like, huh. Now I'm gonna have to try and find something so I could sit it on the table so I don't have to always be on this thing because it's so bright. Don't mind me. I'm just fixing my nail. Hold on. Y'all know how that is, ladies. I'm coming. I haven't been to the salon in a month. It's time to get these babies done. You know, in the wintertime, your skin be crackling and it gets dry no matter how much lotion you put on it. I just lotioned them. But I haven't gotten my nails and feet done like in about 5 weeks. So I think I'm going to go this week sometime. Yeah, I think I'm going to go this weekend. Hey, Grand Rising. No good morning here. We don't mourn. It's Grand Rising. Hey, blessings. Greetings. Okay, we're just going to wait for some more people to come on. As I want to tell y'all something about the wealth transfer that Daddy told me. It's not even really a wealth transfer. It's just a paradigm shift. It's a prolific paradigm shift that happens every couple of 100 years or every 50 years or every 100 years, like a jubilee thing. And technically and I got other prophecies, but technically with a wealth transfer also comes forgiveness. Like the IRS that's why after 7 years, anything that's on your credit will come off. I think a judgment is 7 years or 10 years. I think a judgment or a lien is 7 to 10. But everything else, any other kind of credit debt that you have, except for student loans, also those don't come off. But you could get your student loans taken off if you're a clergy person, been in the clergy for 10 years. If you've been in certain genres, certain fields, after 10 years, you can apply to get your loans forgiven. Or if the school closed down because of negligence or fraud, you can get your loans forgiven and student loans forgiven, and then they'll refund you back, right? And like now, hundreds of thousands of people loans have been forgiven. Part of mine have been forgiven, and I got a letter, which I'm going to be doing this week, to go on fill out some forms on student aid thing, and they're going to see if they can just erase the rest of it. So that's how you know we're in really a jubilation time, and we're in a paradigm shift time. And as you guys want to call it, a wealth transfer, right? But a wealth transfer is a vast of different things. It's forgiving debt, like they're doing with why you think Biden is forgiving a lot of people's debt. Why you think they're wiping off student loan? Because those powers that should not be, they know what time it is. They know where we at. Why you think they drained the market for 2 years? Because they know 2024 is well, listen, the wealth transfer, as y'all call it, has been happening for like the past 3 to 5 years, right? But we're going into the last 2 years of it, right? So you have 2024, 2025. That's why I said between spring and the end of the summer, they're going to be doing something with the market. And the Lord said it's not going to be as bad as it was these past 2 years, but it would be bad, but not as it has been these past 2 years. and it won't last as long, right? So why you think 2024 is so important? Bitcoin having ETF approvals, XRP settlements. You're going to see that Gary, what's his name? He's probably going to either resign or something bad is going to come out about him to make him resign, and they're going to put a woman in his place. I seen that. I told y'all that. Stock markets are going to take off better than they have in the past 4 or 5 years, supposedly. So why do you think all these things are happening next year? Because that's the 6th year. Then you got the 7th year, right? Then the cycle starts all over again. So with wealth transfer, debts are supposed to be forgiven. IRS is actually supposed to forgive. Tell you the truth, after 7 years, if you owe the IRS any money, it has to be forgiven. It has. I've had it happen to family members. I've had it happen to me. I owed the IRS like a couple of $1,000s. I had owed them more than that, but I paid just about 65% of it off. And then when the 7th year came, I stopped paying because I know what the Bible says is true. And by the end of that 7th year, it was wiped off my credit. So anybody that has ever owned IRS, it doesn't matter how much you owe them after 7, even if they imprison you. They're supposed to imprison you for 7 years because they know about the Jubilee, the debt forgiveness of the Jubilee. So everybody keeps thinking of wealth transfer as cryptocurrency, gold, silver, stocks. No, the wealth transfer is a vast of things. Even us, we're this year and next year and 2025, we're supposed to forgive all debts. What does it say? Forgive, in the Lord's Prayer, it says forgive all debts, right? So this year, 2024, 2025, anybody that owes you money, you're actually supposed to forgive that debt, no matter how much it is, because you're in the Jubilee years of wealth transfer. It's also eradicating debt. So people owe you debt, like family members owe you money, friends owe you money, customers may owe you money, you might have loaned somebody money. Actually, this year, next year, in 2025, you're actually supposed to forgive the debt. You're supposed to write it off. And God, if you are a true child of God, He will repay the debt for that person because you forgave them. This is biblical, right? So everybody's so worried about crypto and stocks and ETFs and gold and silver. That's just like 10% of the wealth transfer. You're also supposed to forgive people who you've had grievance with for who knows how long. You're supposed to forgive them. That's part of a wealth transfer. Forgiveness is a wealth transfer because if you don't forgive, you can block your blessings. You could block your wealth transfer, as you guys want to call it, right? And now, the wealth transfer has happened all through this year, and I'll prove it to you. May, June, and July, and even August, September, October, November, and this month with Bonk made millionaires. And I've been telling y'all since May, God gonna make millionaires every month for the rest of the year. It might not have been some of y'all, and it might have, because if God made you a millionaire, don't be bragging about it. And I've been teaching y'all that. If you become a millionaire from coins or crypto or whatever, don't be coming on here telling everybody. So some of y'all could be actual million. I already know a couple of you who follow me are millionaires from this year alone. I already know who you are. Some of you have admitted it to me and some of you haven't, but the Lord told me. And a couple of them are very close to me and they don't even know that I know they're millionaires. So just because it hasn't happened to you yet doesn't mean it hasn't happened, because God made millionaires every month from May even up to this month with the bonk especially coin, Pepe coin. When Sheila went parabolic before they stopped it, God has been making millionaires that I know of from May. He could have made some before. When Lunik went parabolic, there was some millionaires, because some people got Lunik when it had a bunch of zeros and was holding out. So just because you haven't got your part of your wealth transfer yet, or your money situation hasn't changed yet, don't be going around, saying, oh, this prophet lied. Now, if they gave you dates about big wealth transfer and that didn't happen, yeah, you need to look at them twice. Or if you got prophets that saying, yeah, the wealth transfer is happening, okay, that doesn't mean they're false. It's just that it hasn't happened to you yet. Your ship has not docked in your port yet. Right? And I'm here to tell you, and y'all know millionaires have been made under this ministry right? I've even had some in my coaching class. And y'all know ever since May, God told me it was going to be millionaires every month. And we noticed from these different coins that popped out, right? So just because a prophet is telling you millionaires are coming, it doesn't happen to you, doesn't give you the right to go and say that prophet is false. Now, if they're giving you dates, you can say they're false. Because God is not going to give you a date and it doesn't happen, at least prior or doing or shortly after. If a month or two has gone by and that date has not happened, you know that they did not hear from God. Right. That's why it's not good to be a date setter. Like every blue moon, God gave me dates, and y'all know when those dates come, things happen. He even told me the first 2 weeks of December was money weeks, and boy, was it! I mean, I made some money on some coins, and thank God, because I used it for my kids and bills. And I'm able to give out a little money on New Year's Eve because I want to give back to people, because people are always giving to the ministries, but a lot of ministries don't give back. Yeah, they give back to organizations, McDonald's, kids, but they don't give back to the people. You always see them giving to these big churches on TV. You always see them giving to these big organizations, but they never show how they give to their own parishioners that's in the church. You got to take care of home before you start taking care of these big organizations. You know what I mean? And people have been given to me since, well, I've been in the ministry 14 years, but 2012 is when I really came out. And I would say when my radio show started, and I had thousands of people back then following that show, I say toward the end of 2012 is when I started getting donations, right? And I always told God from henceforth, I said, Daddy, when you help me financially, I'm going to give back to the people, because the ministries, they're so concerned about taking, tithe this, tithe that, which we're supposed to do, sow this, sow that, which we're supposed to do. We need to raise money for this program. We need to raise money to build this church. We need to raise money to buy this land. We're supposed to help, right? But there comes a time when you have to start giving back to the people sometimes. If you can afford to pay somebody's mortgage off, or a couple of months of mortgage, couple of months of rent, give them a brand new car. It's whatever your ministry money has. My ministry money don't have that right now, but in the future it will. And I plan on doing things like that when I'm led by God. But for now, I only do what I can do, right? Because the Bible says the master is the servant to the servants, and the servants is the servant to the master. So if the servants are going to take care of the master's house, which is his temple that we worship in, the master needs to take care of the servants when led by God and when they are capable of doing that. That's why the church is so lopsided. You got people suffering in church. They homeless, they hungry, they barely got money to buy clothes for the kids, but yet you're always telling them sow and tithe, sow and tithe, sow and tithe, and they give you their last, and they leave the church sad because they have no more money. And you don't even take the time to say, okay, well, I'm going to give out, if you got a lot of money, I'm going to give out $10,000 to different church members today. I'm going to call out names. If you're a prophet. If you're not a prophet, then go to your secretary and get the roll of all the members and just go through it and pick out 50 people. What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's like 20, 30 people. Give them $500 each or $300 each. Something like that. I mean, you'll be surprised how much, like when I did gave out the $50 to the 10 people, 2 of them didn't even want it. They said to me, Apostle, I can't take from you. I'm like, what? Apostle, I can't take from you. Why can't you take from your apostle? You give to your apostle's ministry. So, and you helped my daughter when apostle asked you. And when I did fundraisers for people I barely know, you helped me, and we sent a homeless lady home. We got some people and places to live. Some of y'all, I took fundraisers from it and helped you pay your rent and do this and do that. So why can't you take from the very apostle that you help? Why can't you take help from me when I'm offering it to you? So I'm like, okay, I'm like, Daddy, I'm not even going to argue with them. So I winded up giving it to people on the street. I have to tell you, I gave 2 people $50 in the grocery store each. Because somebody had to take that money. Why? Because I had promised to give 10 people $50. 2 did not want it. So I had to find somebody to give it to, because I have to keep my word. before the eyes of the Lord. You know what I mean? So you should never get to the point, if your apostle, your pastor, whoever your leader is, wants to give to you, never tell them you can't take from them. Because guess what you just did? You blocked your blessing. And if your apostle, your bishop, your pastor, your prophet, whatever, if they're blessed and they're true to the Lord, their money is blessed. Whether you tangibly get it or digitally get it. So that's a blessing for you right there. So you never turn down the one that is shepherding over you, the one that you always give to. When they want to give to you, you receive it with humbleness, not pride. See, it's pride that stops them. They like, I just can't take it from you. Why not? I don't have no problems taking your money when you donate for the ministry or to help people. You know what I mean? And the thing, and then one lady, she's from Australia. She was like, we don't have the Cash App here. This is why I always donate to you through PayPal. And then God was like, well, get her email. I said, well, give me your email, sweetie. And so I did it through the PayPal, right? And that $50 turned into $72 for her. Plus it paid her fee. So she hit me back on Instagram and she was so thankful. And she said, Apostle, nobody has never done anything like this. You will be surprised how many of you people tell me that nobody has never done anything like I have done. You know, like God has led me. Hold on, I'm sorry. God has led me back. When you get here, knock on the door. Just in case I don't get the text. Because I know you're going to be in a few minutes. She doing my windows for me. She already did the ones upstairs. She's so sweet. She's doing that window and the door. Because, you know, air comes in a little. Right? And then the plastic I ordered from Amazon for the windows, that stuff is good. It worked. Okay, yeah, so whenever your leader wants to give you something and you happen to be the one that God chose, never say I can't take from you. That's a no. That's pride, boo. That's pride. Humble yourself and take from your leader if they want to give on to you as you give on to them. You know what I mean? So when New Year's Eve comes next Sunday and you're one of the 10 people that God called, don't be like, oh, I can't take for you, Apostle. But make sure you got Cash App because that's easy for me. But if you don't got Cash App and you got PayPal and you got an email and you can Instagram it to me, you know, because on my Facebook, I don't have Messenger on my Facebook because people be trying to call me and stuff. I don't know. So please follow me on Instagram. That way, if you're one of the ones I call, you can just go to Instagram, and Instagram allows you to copy and paste now. And I can just copy and paste your Cash App, boom, you know, or your PayPal email, boom. You know what I mean? Please do that. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being on Instagram. There's really nothing wrong being on Facebook. It's just that on Facebook and Instagram, you only should follow who you want to follow. That way you'll only see. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Uh-oh. Who is that? What sister? I don't have one. They back in Jersey. Oh, she got a new coat on. All right, well, I got everything all set up for you. You can handle it by yourself, right? Yes. Well, it's only those two windows right there. Oh, yeah, and I forgot the one in the bathroom, right? And what about the door? You think we should do the door? Because you can't reach that one over there.
And where the stuff at right now?
Oh, let him see. Look at how much you paid for that coat.
$34.
Look at Pat's coat. Come here.
Hi, y'all. My coat.
Now she has real furs, right? But she likes the fake furs too. I don't like the fake furs. If it ain't real, I don't want it.
The real furs be hot. It's not that hot down here.
I'm like, she was in the store. And I'm like, why you buying that fake fur? You got real fur. I don't care. It don't matter to me. I'm like, but once you fake fur anymore. But she'd be like, them furs is hot. So she bought it, but it's pretty though. I thought it was very pretty. All right, so getting back to the wealth transfer, then I'm gonna give you these words. So if a person give you a date and it doesn't come to pass, not just for wealth transfer, for anything, you know, it's not all the time they're false prophets. Sometimes they prophesize out of their heart. You know what I mean? Out of their flesh. So it doesn't really make them a false prophet. It just, they prophesied out of their flesh. They prophesied, you know, out of their own hearts. They prophesied out of their own desires. Do you know that a prophet that desires anything could be so strong in them, they could think that it's from the Lord. So what they need to do is when that happens, when they give a date and something doesn't happen, and that time goes by, a month or two, and then it happens, they need to go to God and repent for prophesying out of their flesh and prophesying out of their own heart. And they need to come back to y'all, because I've done it like 2 times, I think, right? 2 or 3 times in the 12 years, 14 years I've been out here, right? I mean, I didn't prophesy. I didn't set any dates or anything. I just got confused about it. Right? Like for instance, remember when I saw Hillary Clinton winning, and then I had a dream 2 months prior to the election, and I saw Trump, and I described him to a T, his wife, his everything, and it happened. So it can happen. Things can shift in the spirit. Things are shifting in the spirit all the time, right? So the prophet should come back, or prophetess should come back and tell you, you know, guys, I think I might have been prophesying out of my flesh, out of my heart. I've repented, and God has forgiven me, and I seek your forgiveness. People would have way more respect for a prophet or prophetess if they did that. Many would not be called false if they would just swallow that pride, come. Like there's a lady that said in 2 days, I saw the TC sent me the video. And she said in 2 days, the wealth transfer was coming. Okay, here we are on the 3rd or 4th day. And I'm like, but she didn't explain what kind of wealth transfer. There's multitudes of wealth transfer. I would assume she was probably talking about the crypto, maybe, right? But here we are 3-4 days later, and wealth transfer did happen for some people in crypto, but it didn't happen massively the way she said. And in the video TC sent me, she said that she wouldn't make another video until it happened. Well, some people already got wealth transfers in the past couple of days because of crypto, because of stocks. If you are a professional stock trader, some people probably made a couple of $1,000s, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the past 3 or 4 days alone. Look at Keenan and what's his name? Uncle Larry, stock up with Larry, stock up with George. They probably made, I saw Keenan's video the other day. He made like $80,000 extra in crypto. Like that, because they know what they're doing. So she was right, but the way she was talking, it was like it was going to be a massive thing. That didn't happen. So is she a false prophet? Not really, because some people probably did become millionaires in the last couple of days. But what she was talking about was like a whole thing that didn't happen. Like for the church, that didn't happen. Everybody didn't get it. Now we know sheep has 4 zeros. I'm not talking financial advice, and I'm just saying sheep has 4 zeros, right? There's 1 million and something sheep holders, and a lot of you hold sheep. We know this because y'all let us know. We talk about it. Even I have sheep, right? So Brother Johnny, all of them got Matthew. Everybody got sheep, right? Clay Bro got sheep. So now when sheep drops 2 zeros, which we pray next year, it dropped 1 or 2 already this year, right? But if sheep drop 2 zeros, that's going to make massive wealth transfer. Massive. If sheep gets down to 2 zeros, I don't care if it's 0.00.23 or 80. That's massive money. Now we all going to know. We're going to be saying to ourselves, wow, I know all the people who follow Apostle Clay Bro and them, Matthew and all of them who followed them, Keenan Grace, stock up with Larry, because he tells you all the time he got rich off of sheep in 2021. He tells you that. He made millions. He said it, right? So we all know that everybody just got a wealth transfer. Now that's a massive wealth transfer. That's what she was talking about, and that didn't happen. XRP, when it's finally settled, let's say they say XRP, some people say XRP is going to be, I seen it at 3 something, then 10, then 50. That's most, I think maybe 100. But you got some people that see it at 2, 3, 400, even 1,000, 1,800, right? So let's say when all this stuff is finished with XRP and it just shoots up to $50. You and I already know a bunch of people. I mean, a bunch of people in the ministry, in the church, in the world holds XRP. So that is a massive wealth transfer, because we all know, yo, what's the name? Got money now. I don't know how much, but she was holding XRP. She was holding sheep. He was holding sheep. She was holding XRP. I know they got some money, but I don't know how much. That's a massive wealth transfer. Then you have the mini wealth transfer. Like since May to this year, there's a handful of people that became millionaires. There's a handful of people that got a couple of $100,000. There's a handful of people that got, do you know $10,000 is a wealth transfer to some people? Because there are many people in the world that never ever had $10,000 at one time in their life. $5,000 could be a wealth transfer to some people because they never had that before. Some people can get $100,000 and that's the first time they've ever had $100,000. So the wealth transfer doesn't always mean it's going to be massive at times. Sometimes it's going to be in increments. It's going to be small. And to you, $10,000 could be your wealth transfer. To another person, $10,000 could be $10. Okay? It depends on the type of finances you've ever held before. Right? A wealth transfer could be somebody giving you keys to a house. Somebody giving you keys to a brand new car or a new car. Somebody giving you money to pay your rent and your security that you didn't have so you can move. That's a wealth transfer. See, these prophets have made the errors in the past 3 or 4 years, teaching people that wealth transfers only come in massive ways and that it's only going to come through crypto, stock, gold, silver. Nah, the wealth transfer comes in multi-facets of ways. Do you know a blind person who could not normally go outside because they're blind? Somebody gives them a seer dog for free. Do you know that's a wealth transfer? Because now that person can get out, maybe even possibly get a job where they can hire the blind because they have that seer dog. That's a wealth transfer. So you have to get out of that mindset of thinking wealth transfer is only cryptocurrency, stock, gold, silver, ETFs, XRP, sheep, whatever you want to call it. You have to stop thinking that that's wealth transfer when it's so many things that's wealth transfer. Somebody could give you a brand new bed for your kids. Your kids might not have no bed, and your neighbor find out about it, and they do a GoFundMe for you, or they got thousands of followers, and they tell their followers to chip in and raise 10, 15, 20,000. Do you know that's a wealth transfer? Because that person ain't never had that before. Somebody come and buy you some furniture that you ain't have. That's a wealth transfer. Anything to do with finances is a wealth transfer. It is a wealth transfer. You know what I mean? So y'all got to get your mindset off of just crypto, stock, gold, silver, ETFs, Bitcoin have. It is, and it grieves our Father, you know, because these prophets over the past 3 or 4 years, they've taught you and they've structured your mind and they've boxed your mind in to think the only way God is going to give you any type of wealth is through crypto, stocks, gold, silver, ETF, Bitcoin, have it. So God is looking at you like, well, I can't give you anything because that's the way you think I'm going to give it to you. And that's not the way I'm going to give it to you. So I can't give it to you the way I want to you boxed me in. Where's my water? Oh, Pat. Hold on, y'all. Good thing you ain't step on that water. Look, you got to stop. Hold on.
I need it.
You want? Okay. Well, hurry up, because I don't want it to keep. Because it's from, look, Pat, it's from here.
Okay, I need it.
Get the paper napkins. All right, hold on, y'all. Because I gotta get another mop. I put it on my list today. So these prophets have trained y'all to think the wealth transfer can only come certain ways, and therefore it boxes you in and it boxes God's hand where he can't bless you or give you your wealth, because everybody's wealth transfer is different, or give you your wealth transfer because you done boxed him in. You don't believe these prophets telling you, oh, it's only coming this way, it's only coming that way. And like the video TC sent me, she seemed like a sweet woman. She was pretty, and her name was Rosalind, spelled it a different way though. Right? And I'm like, Daddy, why is she telling people in 2 days the wealth transfer is coming when it already started a couple of years ago? And it's in increments. You remember this. I'm going to tell you something. Then God brought this to me just this morning. He said, Rosalind, he said, remember when Joseph became second in charge? He was like a king, but he was a governor king. And I'm like, yeah. And then Daddy was like, you saw how the royal Egyptian family was blessed. And you saw how his father, brothers and sisters and all, cousins, aunties, all of that, right, came from where they was at. And the king of Egypt gave them the city called Goshen. Now, Goshen means blessed, right? So they living in Goshen, right? They living good because of Joseph, right? The Egyptians, they like eating each other. I mean, they going bonkers, right? And instead of them looking at the people who was in the Goshen city, which was of the Lord, and asked them, about God, and then come to God, God would have took Egypt out of that famine way sooner than what they came out, and they wouldn't have been eating each other, right? But because they refused to come to God and bow down to them dumb idols, as it says in Corinthians 1 verse 12, dumb idols, they got famine. But Joseph's family was blessed the whole 7 years, and Daddy said, this is what we're going through now. There's a lot of us that's in Goshen City. We're in the spiritual Goshen City right now. God has been taking, and there's been a Joseph over us. And you know who that Joseph is? Yeshua. Been taking care of us. Rent been paid. Mortgage been paid. Car notes been paid. Kids been feed. School fees been paid. Kids got clothes. Ain't nobody starving. Ain't nobody hungry. Even if you living with a family member, you're on your own place, you still living. Even if you having bad marriage problems, you still together. You still in the same house. So you're in Goshen City right now. And there's some people who have been blessed to be millionaires that we know and that we don't know that's in the ministry, because you can't be bragging about that, because people will rob you and set you up and try and use you or poison you. All kinds of things. So you got to be quiet when your coins do hit. And so what? Everybody know you got XRP or SHEEP. They don't know how much you got unless you told them. They don't know how much you have, and they won't know what you have until you start buying stuff. And even then, you should never tell nobody, oh, I just got $3 million from SHEEP. You setting yourself up for some problems. You know what I mean? So some of you who I'm talking to right now could be millionaires. I would never know, and I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Just don't forget it, sister. That's all I'm saying. Don't forget the ministry. You know what I'm saying? Ching, ching. That's all I'm saying. Y'all know me. Don't forget the hand that feeds your butt, right? I'm like, Jesus. Only one came back after he healed him from leprosy. He was like, the nerve. Where did I see all that? Gone in the wind. I'm like, don't be forgetting me now. Y'all be like, oh, cause I love you. And when this happens, I'm going to hook you up. We going to see. Put your check where your mouth is. That's all. Get that pen ready. Or, send some Bitcoin. What else? Send some XRP, whatever my wallets. I got 3 wallets out there. Digitally send it. Write a check. Send it to the PO. I take it any kind of way. Right? So I just wanted to tell y'all about the wealth transfer. So when people start giving you dates and stuff, and that date doesn't come, it's not that they're a false prophet. It's some of them could be, but and then some of them could be saying it to get people to come to their channel to subscribe, because a lot of people make money. I don't take any revenue from YouTube because I don't want to, because God takes care of me. And then I know there's certain things I teach that YouTube wouldn't approve of. So sometimes they wouldn't give me no money and sometimes they would. So I don't want to go through that. And God takes care of me. But you got some people, they want to make money. So they'll come on and they'll lie and say, oh, God said this or God said that. When he really didn't say that, they just want to track you to their channel to get subscribers so they can make money. And then some are really innocent. They're just, saying it from their heart and their flesh. Right? They really don't have a motive. And then you got some prophets, they want to just please people. They want to stay relevant. Like some prophets feel they got to come on every day, all day, which is fine, and then some prophets, feel like they see their numbers dwindling, or their numbers aren't going up high enough, or they don't have enough people on their videos. Then, they conjure things in their heart, and they will come out and they will say things. And it doesn't mean they're false prophet. It just means at that moment they're falsely prophesying, but they're doing it for motives and reasons. That's why you have to know the prophets that you follow, and you have to know their track records. You know what I mean? So you can know when they're telling you the truth and when they're not telling you the truth. That's why God said, know the fruit that they have, that they bear, whether it's good fruit of him or negative fruit, or it could be good fruit of him, but some of the fruit is negative. Like you can have bananas, oranges, tangerines, apples, and pears, right? All the fruit could be fine, but the bananas could be rotten. That's how some people are. Some people have good fruit, but a little bit can be rotten at times. So you have to know the fruit that you bear. Oh, I didn't get that. Oh, okay. All right. So from now on, stop thinking the wealth transfer is crypto, stocks, this and that. And when somebody tell you, Daddy said the wealth transfer is in 2 days, know that they're not telling the truth, because it's been happening for the past 3. It happened in 2021. Right. And even in 2022, 2023, millionaires have been made in a bad market. Let me tell you something. Millionaires are going to always be made in a good market and in a bad market. It's just that more millionaires will be made in a good market and less millionaires will be made in a bad market. And there's always going to be 100 millionaires and billionaires made. There's always going to be 100,000-aire millionaires. I call them 100,000-aires. So if you got $800,000, you're going somewhere. You know what I mean? There's always going to be 1,000 millionaires. If you got 100,000, 50,000, and that's the first time you ever having that, and it's done wonders for you and changed your life, you're going somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's always going to be, and people are always going to invent things to become millionaires. I mean, that's part of a wealth transfer too. Giving you witty inventions, giving you witty ideas that could turn you into a millionaire. Not everybody's going to be millionaire from cryptos and stock market and ETFs and halvings of Bitcoin. Not everybody's, because some people is oblivious to it. I talk to people all the time, they don't know nothing about Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So, some people are going to get rich from other people. Like when somebody die, they can inherit their house or their money, or what insurance policy pays off, universal life insurance. You got all kinds of insurance policies that could pay off. God forbid a person get into a car accident and they fine, but they can sue and get hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's wealth transfers. So not everybody's going to be a crypto millionaire or stock millionaire or Bitcoin millionaire or silver or gold. Wealth transfer comes in all forms. So when someone says God is going to do it in 2 days, they're lying, because it's been happening for 4 years. And there's only certain times in life when it happens, like every 50 years. It's like the Jubilee thing. So when 50 years come again and this earth is still here, it's going to happen again, but it'll probably be in a digital way by that time. You know what I mean? And it'll probably be in different ways. And then another thing, when I heard TC saying one of his videos, he was like, when you pray for the wealth transfer to come through, you could be cursing your own bloodline, putting death or somebody in your bloodline. I said, well, I never thought about that. I said, he telling the truth. You could put curses on somebody in your bloodline to die and give you a wealth transfer. That's why when I be praying, I don't be saying wealth transfer. I just be praying God do miracles. You know what I mean? And I've never told, like the bull run. Okay, some people say the bull run hasn't started yet. Do you know we had 7 bull runs this year, but they didn't last long. We had them, but they didn't last long. If you crypto experts who are listening to me, or you people who are actually, go back and check. We had about anywhere from 5 to 8 bull runs. We had a bull run when Bunk went crazy. We had a bull run when Pepe went crazy. We had a bull run when Sheila went crazy. We had a bull run when Bad Idea came out. We had a bull run when Bitcoin finally went past 30,000 and hit 40,000. Those are bull runs, guys. Y'all gotta open your minds up. Everybody thinking a bull run isn't a bull run until every coin is running. Even in a bull run, not every coin is running. In 2021 in October, Shiba was really the only coin, and Jasmine was like $1.10, $1.15. They were the only ones really running, right? So a bull run is not Just because every coin is not running doesn't mean it's not a bull run. We've had about 5 to 8 of them, but they were short-lived. But we had them, and not everybody, was able to get in it, but they got in it. Some people got in it. And see, that's the problem with y'all. Y'all done got so confused and jacked up and messed up with some of these false prophets and some of these prophets speaking from their flesh and heart instead of God. Y'all thinking, oh, every coin in the world got to run for it to be a bull run. Every stock in the world has to run for it to be a stock bull run. Do you know how many stock bull runs we have? Look at Larry and Keenan. They rich. Don't let them fool you. They rich. They are some rich men. So Josh, I seen Josh's daughter's wedding. Boo, you have to have money to have that kind of wedding. Okay. Look at Larry, how he traveled. He even told you he was a millionaire from sheep. They got money. You want to know why? Because they not. Look at Currency 365. Don't let him fool you neither. Don't let Matthew Perry fool you. Don't let Claybro fool you. They got money because they know how to do things when the market is down and when the market is up. A lot of y'all listening to me got money. Because y'all know how the market run. Y'all know how the market run. So there's been individual bull runs in people's lives, but you don't know that because they can't come and tell you. They're not going to get on here and tell you. Sometimes Keenan and them, sometimes Johnny and them will tell you certain things because they're being transparent. And they have to be, because if they're up here teaching finances and telling y'all to do this and do that and that, they have to be transparent at some point. You know what I mean? But they don't have to show you their whole portfolio or their whole worth, right? That would be stupid. But they could, show you some things. Matthew 2, he'll sit up there and tell you, oh, I'm going to invest 500 in this. But he's not going to tell you his true worth. No, it's Claybro. None of them are. None of them are. They're not going to tell you. But they'll be transparent with you to a certain extent where it protects them, where nothing and no one could come after them. You know what I mean? So there's been about 5 to 8 bull runs in this season, this year alone, but they were mini bull runs. They were short run. Do you know when a coin runs like Bunk did last week, that is a bull run. That is a mini bull run. Because many people within that bull run, a Bunk, made money like they did with Pepe. Like when the ETF come, those are bull runs. When Bitcoin haven't come, that's a bull run. It doesn't mean that all the other coins got to be running with it. Because every coin, even when the big bull run comes next year, I guarantee you not every coin is going to go back to its original high. I guarantee you not every coin is going to run high. They'll run, but they won't run high. Guarantee you, because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. We've had bull runs this year where only one coin was carrying the whole market. So you got to stop, letting these prophets structure your mind one way, because you're going to miss out on God's blessing. And then you're going to wind up calling people false prophets when they're really not. Because what they're saying has happened. It's just that they don't know that it happened. And they're trying to do it on a grand scale. When a wealth transfer is not a grand scale. Do you know a wealth transfer takes time? It builds up. Why do you think all these people next year that's children of God that's going to make money, they're going to be thousandaires, hundredaires, millionaires, 100 millionaires, and billionaires? Why? Because for the past 2 years, they've been draining the market. So now when all the markets start hitting good, here come the institutions, the businesses, people who just hearing about crypto, just hearing about stuff. They're going to all pour their money in. And guess who's going to get rich? All of y'all who've been holding out for 2 years, whether it be thousandaire, hundredaire, millionaire, 100 millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, it'll be all of you. So for 2 years, God has been working on the wealth transfer. Something must come down for something to go up, and something must go up for something to come down. So if you want to be rich, be a millionaire, hundredaire, whatever you want to be, God had to make it where stuff had to be drawn out so that things could be drawn in to supply you with the wealth he promised you. You get me? And I ain't even no financial expert. And I know a lot of stuff because God teaches me. And I watch Brother Johnny Claybro, all of them. And I've learned, watching them over the past 2 years, I've learned a lot of stuff. A lot of y'all teach me stuff. Marcus Simmons sending me stuff this morning about the market. What up, Marcus? I got to read it. I just saw it in the caption. You know what I mean? So I'm learning, you know, y'all be giving me free advice and info. And I'm like, okay, y'all be telling me about this coin. And then I can't get it. Then sometimes my brother can't get it. And sometimes he can't get it. Then I put a little $100 in it, 150 in it, you know. And if I can't get it, I'll be like, oh, well, I just can't get it. Like this Grok coin, people keep telling me about GROK. I can't get it. I don't know how to get it. I might have to ask my brother to get it, but it might be too high now because I heard that's the next Pepe, you know. But don't sleep on Bonk. I told y'all it was going to retrace. Didn't I tell you that? And look at it's retracing. And when it starts going back up, it's going to go prolific. So don't forget about that. I'm not telling y'all to buy it. I'm just telling you. But this GROK coin, I can't even get it. I got to ask my brother about it because I don't know nothing about. See, that's another thing. I don't know about these other platforms, and I don't want to know about them. I don't want to be on all these different platforms with all my information. I don't want to do it. But see, my brother, he already set up for that. So I might ask him to get me some crock if it's not too expensive. I ain't going to put that much money in it. So whatever I get, you know. And then I told y'all about this Jesus coin. I told y'all about the Jesus coin earlier this year, right? And I was listening to Johnny this morning. He was talking about saying it's supposed to go up because of Christmas. And God told me not to even bother with it. And I asked him, I said, why? He said, is that my son? The pictures of, you know, Caucasian Jesus. He said, is that my son, Rosalind? I said, no. He said, well, then I don't want you to be bothered with it. I said, do you want me to share that? He says, say what you want to say, but I don't want you to be bothered with it. So I'm not buying it. And I was like a little upset. I was like, Daddy, but Johnny said it's up 19% and it's gonna go parabolic, you know, because Christmas coming. He said, again, is that my son? I said, no, that's not your son's picture. So he told me not to mess with it. I was like, okay, Daddy, but can you let one of my other coins go like that coin that I already got? And he was quiet. I was like, all right, Daddy, I ain't gonna mess with it. I ain't angry with Papa. If he told me leave it alone, leave it alone. I mean, I've had to walk away from money quite a bit in life since I've been with God. I had to walk away from people who was offering me some big money, and Daddy was like, don't you take it. I'm like, really? But you know what they could? He said, don't take. All right. Somebody was offering me $250,000 to help me buy a house. And Daddy was like, no, it's a setup. It's a trap. Don't go for it. And I didn't. They in Canada. I ain't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. My brother in the Lord told me about this man who was about to try and write me a $400,000 check. And he told me, he said, God said, don't take it. So you know what I did? I just prayed. I was like, God, don't even let the man come. And he didn't come. He didn't come. But I knew it was true because God told me Brother Daniel was telling the truth. But he didn't come. He didn't come. So I know how it is to walk away from money, y'all. I've given people money back. Some people used to follow me on here. I gave their money back. Money don't move me. And people gonna learn that money don't move me. God told me to give you this 50. Yeah, he said no. I'm not desperate for money. And I ain't desperate to get a house. I know I'm gonna have my own house very soon. But I'm not desperate to get it. You want to know why? Because I got a roof over my head. And when it's time for me to get my own property, I will get it. I will get it. You know, see, people think you desperate because, you know, for 3 years I've been talking about moving home, right? So people think you desperate because you keep talking about stuff. No, when you keep saying you're going to move home, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, eventually you're going to do it because the universe is going to line up with you and God is going to line up with you and you're going to do it. That's why I say it. But then some people think you're desperate. They're like, okay, let me try and give her this money, open the door up, and it could try and take me out this planet. Do you know devil use money? He used money, sex, and, well, money and sex are the biggest things he'll use. And fame to get you. What was the crock? I just be hearing Johnny and them talking about it. So I'm just going to ask my brother about it. So you might want to go to coinmarketcap.com and go look it up like I did and research it like I did. You know? All right. So that's all I wanted to say to y'all about wealth transfer. So I hope what I've taught y'all today has changed your mindset on what wealth transfer is, and also open your mind up and took it out of the box. So if God want to bless you another way, some of y'all who are invested in coins or crypto or whatever, and then some of y'all aren't because you may not have the money. You never know. People like me or some people on here or some people in your life may give you a wealth transfer. Might write you a check for 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 because they got so blessed in their wealth transfer. That's another way wealth transfer could come. A lot of y'all who hold a massive amount of coins and y'all going to be doing this and doing that, y'all going to be giving out wealth transfers to different people. Every time you write them a check, every time you donate, if you buy something, like when I go and take food to the food bank every Friday, that's a wealth transfer of food, feeding people who need it. So a lot of y'all on here who going to be doing a lot of different things for God, y'all going to be doing wealth transfers to people like Joseph did in the Bible. And remember, we're in Goshen. If you're a true child of the Most High, you're in Goshen. God is taking care of you. And Yah is our Joseph in this time. So remember that. And don't be so quick to call somebody a false prophet. Just know they probably prophesying out of their flesh, out of their heart. Now, if they keep doing it over and over and over again, that's a false prophet. But if they, track record where they just do it here and there, they may not. And then a lot of the other stuff came to pass. It's not that they're false prophet. It's just that they prophesied out of their flesh and out of their heart. And they need to repent to God and openly confess to you and seek forgiveness for you guys. Because that could mess people up. If somebody tell you the wealth transfer coming in 2 days, and let's say you got $2,000 to your name, and you go and invest all that money into something, and then 2, 4, 5 days, it don't happen, and you broke now, you can't pay your rent. That could mess a person up. See, and prophets need to be held accountable for that. So that's why they need to go and repent. So that lady who said it would come in 2 days, she should go and repent to the Lord that she prophesied out of her heart, out of her flesh, and come back and tell you guys she's sorry, she was off. It's not to say that it ain't coming, and technically she wasn't wrong. It's just that it wasn't a massive wealth transfer. Only some people got some wealth in the last couple of days, but she should just confess and repent before the people who follow her, because she seemed like a very sweet lady. And just say she made a mistake, she made an error, because she still got anointed one. Because when TC sent me her video, I just looked through her channel. All she had was wealth transfer. And when you see a prophet, all they have is wealth transfer. And then I went way down months before she was prophesying about different things, and a lot of it seemed like it had came to pass. But then all of a sudden she stopped prophesying other things, and all she concentrated on for the past 6 months is nothing but wealth transfer party, wealth transfer this, wealth transfer that. And when you see that, that means the spirit done got into that prophet, a spirit of deception, a wealth transfer deception spirit, and they're not catching it, and they need to repent and come back and confess to you. And I prayed that she would do that. And the only reason why I knew of her, because TC sent it. Because TC be sending me stuff. That's my boo. He be sending me stuff. He even be sending me his videos before he put them out there. He's so sweet. I love me some TC and some Brother Johnny. I really, really do. And I like Uncle Larry. I like Keenan, Clay Bro, and Matthew, but I like Larry too. Because he like does his Sunday scriptures, he's like so raw to the point, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of bad videos about Larry, Josh, Keenan, Matthew, Clay Bro, and there's a few about Johnny, and there's some about me. So somebody gonna always have something bad to say about you. So it doesn't matter. That's just how it is in the world, long as God loves you, and God and I think Keenan, Larry, and Josh, they be doing fundraisers. They did something for Hawaii. They did something for cancer. They was praying. I was like, wow, look at them. So they give back. Although they get a lot, they give back. And that's what you're supposed to do. So a lot of y'all, when y'all get your little money, your little wealth transfer, however you get it, The first thing you need to do is you need to be asking God now. Write it down, God. Who you want me to sow into, as far as ministries or organizations or families or people or neighbors, and you ain't got to tell them, oh, I got rich, oh, I made millions and stuff. Just be like, God told me to do this. That's it. You ain't got to explain it and where it's coming from. Just be like, it's coming from God. Because the Bible says in Proverbs, when you give, you continuously receive. When you don't give, you continuously not receive. This is why some people are poor and broke right now, because they don't want to give. And they keep listening to these false teachers talking about tithe and sowing is abolished. No, it's not. Don't say that nowhere in the Bible. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason why I have not had a job since 2009, okay, I've been out of the work field. My rent is paid every month. Y'all see how I help people. Y'all see how I help y'all. And yes, I have books out there. Yes, I have a product business. Yes, I have a coaching business. But I didn't always have that. And God was still paying my bills. God will meet your bills every month if you solely depend on him. You do as he asks you to do. You obey him. You love on people. You give to people. You help people. There was times God made me give almost my last. And when God makes you give your last, or he don't make you, he asks you. And I learned with God, when he asks me to give my last, he about to bless me. I have no problems. Like, look at that. If I got $200, he tell me to get 150 away, no problem. Because I know what he about to do. And I don't just do it because I know what he about to do. I do it because I want to please my father, because he asked me and I want to please my daddy. I want him to be able to trust me. I want him to be able to know he could come to me even if I got $200 to my name. And if he say, give it all away, and he trusts me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be fighting with him like, I used to fight with him like, Daddy, this is for my hair, whatever. And I know when I'll be like, okay, Daddy, I'm going to do it. Because I love him and I want to be good for him. I want to be his best servant, one of his best servants, one of his best daughters. And I want to make him happy and I want to please him. And when he looks at me, I want him to smile at me all the time. I don't want him to be grievance. You know what I mean? But then in the back of my mind, I know he's going to bless me. And he do it quick. He don't take his time. He do it quick. You know what I mean? He do it quick. Sometimes when I used to like when I had to pay a bill, like when my family member, couldn't handle the car no more, I'm like, Daddy, where am I get this money from? This sheep came, that helped me out some, and the debt is almost done because he's been helping me with it. One time I was so swamped in bills. It's like every penny I got was going to bills. And I was like, Daddy, I can't live like this no more. All my money keep going to bills. I need this. I need that. And he fixed it and wiped out my debt. Y'all remember in 2017, that was one of my testimonies. He wiped it out. And then my money was freed up and I was able to buy this, buy that, do this, do that. Sow here, sow there, help here, help there. You know what I mean? So you just have to trust in God. Even if you just got $1 to give. Like the widow the widow was on her last meal. She blessed the prophet. She came one of the richest women. Right, the other one that just gave a penny. Y'all was like, you see that all you rich dignitaries around here, and y'all ain't giving hardly nothing. And here she is giving her last penny. She became a rich woman too. God don't judge you because you can't give big like some people. Like he even told me, he was like, a lot of my children haven't sown their harvest seed yet. And I was like, well, you did give them to the 31st. He said, yeah, many of them could have sown already, but they're holding back. So I'm here to tell you, don't hold back your harvest seed to give to this ministry, Prophetic Voices. Your ministry. Some of y'all already done got blessed. Y'all already told me. Some of you came back and donated again. Okay. And my brother in the Lord, his son couldn't get a job. His son got hired for a job. 5 weeks went by. He didn't get no job. The Lord told him to sow his harvest seed right then and there. He did. His son got the job the next day. What? So when you do your harvest seed, it ain't just for you. It's for your family too. You know what I mean? The next day, he always listens. He did it the next day. Then he wanted to get some more of my cream. And, I told him how much to send for the cream and stuff, right? God put it in my heart. God was like, give him this. Give him that. You got this left over. Give him this. His wife was so happy when she opened that box. He texted me. He's like, sis, thanks. And I was like, that because you always be looking out for the ministry. And they be looking out for me too, you know? So God will bless you. He will give it back to you. Bestie, the Bible says God likes a cheerful giver. And those who give borrow from God. And God must repay. You know? So those of you who hold in your harvest seeds, you better let them go and pray over them. In Yeshua's name. All right. So there's okay. I had another dream about the Iraq dinar like about 5-6 days ago, and I told you about the one with what's his name, Damon Johnson, right? And I knew there was gonna be a little trouble, right? I saw some kind of war break out, but it wasn't like Ukraine and Russia or what they're going through in Gaza and Israel, but it was a war in Iraq. Some type of disagreement is going to happen just before the Iraqi dinar gets ready to revalue, and that's the enemy trying to stop it from revaluing. So that's the second confirmation, because I had the dream with Damon Johnson in it, where he gave me some dinar, he gave me half, and the other half was for him, and he told me to hold it and pick it. And then when he came back, he was like, I'm coming back because it's about to be valued. I couldn't find it. And then in the end, God told me where it was, and then I went to the closet and woke up. I knew right then and there was going to be an issue. So then God showed me another dream with some kind of war or trouble is going to break out in Iraq. And then as soon as that's finished, that's when the Iraqi dinar is supposed to be valued. And the Lord was like, that's from the enemy. So when we see these things happen, don't get upset. Don't get nervous. It's just part of the process, right? Okay, so there's going to be a conflict coming to Indonesia. There's going to be a conflict coming to India. There's going to be a conflict coming to Greece, and like a little conflict coming to the Iraq before the dinar revalues. Russia and Germany, United Kingdom, warnings of volcanoes. And a volcano in Japan, what's the name? China had that earthquake, like I told you, was coming. Jersey was flooded in Newark. Man, so prophecy coming to pass. So volcanoes in Russia, Germany, United Kingdom. Second warning to them. Volcano in Japan, destruction in Turkey, destruction in Italy, destruction in Paris. It's going to be destruction in Tel Aviv, Israel. Destruction in Mexico. The United States is going to have riots and whiteout storms next year. Whiteout. We've already had some. The ones about Buffalo have come to pass, right? People running for. Okay, these type of riots that they're going to be having, people are going to be running for their lives. It's going to be riots around the White House as well. Lots of violence. So when these riots happen, stay away from them, guys. The people going to die from them. There's going to be places, I don't know when this is going to start. I don't know if it's in 2024 or not, but there are going to be certain places that people will not go. That's how bad the crime is going to get. And it's going to be so bad that people who live in these areas are not going to come outside. You're going to see a lot of people vacate California and vacate New York. Like the Manhattan and the boroughs area, they're going to be moving within other parts of New York, New Jersey, and out of state. Because that Manhattan area and those boroughs around it are going to get bad because of the migrant situation. So they're going to be leaving. And because the rent is sky high, right? Sky high. And it's going to because New York has become too much to handle in California. Venezuela, Pakistan, trouble is coming in crisis. There's going to be a multitude of crises abroad coming. There's going to be a false light coming. Like they got some new type of technology. They're going to be making like another sun, like a false sun. They're doing something to the sun and to the clouds, because for 5 days down here, we didn't have any clouds. And all we kept seeing was X's, them doing the chemtrails, right? So there's some type of false light that's going to be coming out. They're going to use some type of technology to do that. And they're going to be messing with the sun and the moon. There's going to be some kind of fight over the sun and the moon. I'm like, fighting over the sun and the moon. Joel Osteen, I had this November 8th. I just keep forgetting. I'm telling y'all, I had it November 8th. Joel Osteen will have a scandal and trouble. He will lose a lot of folks that follow him. And I told you about TD Jakes. Something going to happen with him. He's going to have to step down. Something will happen to do with a coin, and people will be able to buy Luna Classic, XRP, XLM, XDC, HERDA, HEDERA, and SHEB. There's a coin that's about to go parabolic. I don't know if it's Bunk, Pepe, Sheeb, Sheila, Sheena. What else is out there? Jasmine. I don't know what coin, but there's a coin that's going to go parabolic. We already know it's Bitcoin, but a lot of people don't have Bitcoin because Bitcoin is very expensive. Some people may have a whole one or a half one. That's very expensive. Bitcoin is, I always said Bitcoin was for rich people or people who got some money, right? But there's going to be a coin that's going to go parabolic. But he did not show me the coin because I don't think he wanted me or anybody to know. I wish he would have shown me because I sure enough would have loaded, right? But I'm like still asking him to show me. And if he do and he allow me to tell y'all, I will. But there's going to be a coin that's going to go parabolic. And people are going to have this coin. A lot of people are going to have this coin. And y'all, a lot of people, God told me, been praying to him to help them financially so that they could buy Luna Classic. I ain't even saying nothing about Luna 2.0, but we know, you got to have a whole bunch, like 10,000 coins to make something off of that. So maybe that's why most people are concentrating on Luna Classic. But he said people are asking him to help them with money to get Luna Classic, XRP, XLM, and XDC, that HEDERA, and SHEB. So he's going to let something go up so that people can buy these coins. So when these coins get ready to go, they're going to go parabolic. And I already told y'all, he told me there's a paradigm shift. It's happening. It's already here. It's already here. And the Lord said that there are some kind of shadow powers and shadow kings and queens that's coming down from the spiritual realm of darkness on this earth. So we have to be very careful who we invite in our life and who we meet and who we marry. Make sure they're from God. Because these shadow powers, they're kings and queens, they're high ranking. They're coming down and they're going to look like us and they're going to want to mingle in with us. So God said, every person you meet for whatever reason, especially marriage, you need to pray and confirm. Don't make no moves until you confirm about this person. They want to mix in. And the paradigm shift is already happening, the Lord said. It's already here. And as far as the wealth transfer, he said that's been happening for like the past 3 or 4 years. And it's going to continue all the way into 2025. And then they're going to start messing with the market from that spring, between that spring to the end of summer. And maybe that's when Bitcoin will go to zero, because I told you last year and this year it wasn't happening. So, and another reason why y'all should have known that Bitcoin would not go to zero worldwide. Maybe it did in a couple of flashes or something. But the real reason y'all should have known that Bitcoin was not going to go to zero last year, this year, is because of the halving. There was no way they was going to let Bitcoin hit zero or hit below 15 grand and give us people, retail people, a chance to sweep it up. Because they knew the halving was coming. Now, after the halving, it may crash. But that should have been y'all tell sign that Bitcoin, I told you Bitcoin was going to go to 15, 16,000, and it did. And I said it would not go lower than that. I said I saw it going to 10,000, but that didn't happen. That may happen later. But I saw 15 and 16, and it happened. It stayed at 15 for a short time, but 16, it stayed there for a little while. And people still couldn't get it. Still couldn't get it. And I know, I'm like, they're going to have a happening in 2024. They're not going to let all these people get Bitcoin for $1, $1,000, $500. You know how many people would have been rich? They don't want that. Now, after the halving, you may see it go to 10 grand. You may see it go to zero, because the halving ain't happening again for a long while. So y'all should have known the past 2 years, Bitcoin would never go past 15,000. They would never give y'all a chance to get Bitcoin like that. Never. And y'all see it. And people laughed at me Oh, I said, you don't know what you're talking about. So-and-so said it. And I'm looking at so-and-so's track record. I'm like, so-and-so track record ain't that good. All right. So now God has proven me. It didn't go to zero last year and it didn't this year. Now, could it next year? It could, because the happening has already happened. And they're going to start messing with the market again from the spring to the end of the summer, beginning of the fall. So it can happen. But it's not going to be as bad as it was the past 2 years. And by that time, let me tell you something. Y'all should be done had y'all money out the market, maybe leave a little, and then when it happens again, this time y'all have money to sweep up. Because right now, because for the past 2 years, a lot of people didn't have money to sweep up. But them coins had to get so dirt cheap. Like I saw in that vision, remember that vision I had in October 2021? Them coins was so low. They were so dirty. They were so smelly. And this big white looking Pillsbury demon was, I saw it lift up his butt and it smelled at me. And he had a demonic crown on and it was fighting all over the coins and they were buried. I mean, they were buried hard and they were dirty and stinky. And that's exactly what happened to them coins. Look at that $30,000 coin. What's the name? Harvest Finance. What is it today? $30. And it was 30,000 for like 3 years. Will it ever make it back to 30,000? It might not. It might not. Look at that other one. What's the name of it? I saw it a couple of weeks ago. It was $90,000 and it's like 8 or 9,000. It had went all the way down to 4,000. But now it's 8 or 9,000. What was the name of that coin? Yarn Finance, something like that. That was a $90,000 coin, guys. It went down to $4,000. Now it's like 8 or 9,000. And Daddy told me that one would go back midway. But the one that was 30,000, that's $30. He said it could eventually go back to the 30,000, but it would take some time. There's coins that was like $11,000. They're $18, $20. There's coins that was $2,000. They're like $20. $5,000. They're like $20. $2,000 coins, they're like $30. So that prophecy I had on October 21st came to pass. All of it, every bit of it. Ethereum got its own platform. Like I saw Bitcoin decoupling, and we're seeing that, and it's eventually going to have its own ecosystem. It's happening. I saw the thing about Luna, the fork in the road. They're going to have two. It happened. You know what I mean? I mean, all that stuff that people laughed at me about, said I was wrong. Boy, did God make y'all eat some Oreo cookies. I hope they was good. All right, so I gotta go now. Wait, let me read some of your comments before I leave, because I might not see your comments. Hold on. Wait. For a couple of days. See if anybody wants. That's all. Great day. Bless you too. I had a dream I was in a pool with people and the sky was half night, half day. Started getting night doing day, then saw myself in level and safe in an apartment with thousands outside. Ooh. Something about to happen. God gonna save you and your family from it. Cancel it too. Hey Jocelyn, how you doing, sweetie? Thank you. Do you know rising sun also belongs to the apostle? So used to casual. Hey Devontae. All right. Hey, how you doing, Rose? I got your email. I'm sorry for your loss. What happened? I prayed for you in Yeshua's name. Hey, Sister Alicia. I know Mama Lena's somewhere. Hi, Ronald. How you doing? Hi, Pamela. Katrina. I was just talking about you in Australia. Yes, it was truly a blessing. That's right. Yeah, that was Pat. Yes, truly appreciate that. You are right. My pastor had before he passed, always helped the members. Good. Greetings. How are you today, beautiful? I'm doing good. How you doing? Love the vest. Oh, they said they love your vest, Pat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
She said, thank you. How you doing? I'm doing good. Great to see you finally. Amen. Yeah, it's just like a book, Ezekiel. Is XRP the best crypto? Look, I'm not a financial guru. I'm just a prophet. But everywhere you turn around, everybody talking about XRP, so you be the judge. Nothing can box God's. Oh, yes, it can. You can box God's hands. See, God's hand ain't boxed, but it's boxed to you because of your thinking. So you can make the mistake and box God's hands. Like you could need your rent paid, right? And then you pray to God to help you pay your rent, but then you turn around because it ain't come fast enough and you don't believe it. Guess what? You just put his hands in a box in your life. So he can't operate the way he wants in your life because of your own will blocking him. So you can box God's hands in your life. Not his hands, but in your life. Understand what the person is saying to you. Yeah, he won't. Yes, Marcus, I know you won't forget me. Send something to me so I don't become homeless. Okay, we'll look for you, Robert. And we pray that you don't get homeless at all. In Yeshua's name. Did Daddy say Rosalind? Is that the prophet that TC sent to me? That's the one I was just talking about. I was looking at her videos prior from 6 months. And a lot of stuff she was saying had came to pass. But then for the last 6 or 7 months, all she's been doing is talking about wealth transfers. So God says she is his prophet, but she prophesies a lot from her heart and from her flesh. That's what he told me. And I told Brother TC that. But she is his prophet. She just, and she's sweet and nice, but, she just prophesies from her heart a lot as far as the wealth transfer. So just pray for her that she repents, confess, say sorry to y'all, and move on. Because you still can't touch God's anointed. Even Saul was bad, but David didn't touch him because he was God's anointed. Hey, TC, what up, TC? Many coins reached their all-time months before and after Bitcoin ran to its all-time high not in 2021. Yep, you're right about that, TC. She is how 2 years down that to pick fruit on the third year. We are not to eat fruits until the third year. Correction. It's 3 years down. No picking until the fourth year. Okay. Grok is... Yeah, I'm going to get my brother to get me some. I don't know how to do all that. I know a lot of stuff, but them swamp sites and stuff, I don't be messing with them. I'm going to ask my brother to get me some. Is it really expensive now, though? How many zeros it got, y'all? Last time, Matthew Perry, I think he said it had 5 zeros. So if it still got 5 zeros, I'm going to try and get some. Jackie. Grand Rising. Hey, Tony, my brother. Australia guy. You're welcome. I know I'm going to be a millionaire because of Sheba is going to be for the kingdom of God. David. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. More peace to you. Praise God. We serve a mighty God. Yes, we do. All right. I think that's about it for all the comments. Yeah, bad idea. When Sheep starts going parabolic, that's when bad idea going to start going parabolic. Because I saw Sheep and bad idea dancing together. And then I saw a bad idea outperforming Sheep, but then eventually Sheep started outperforming bad idea. So they go hand in hand for some reason. So when Sheep start going up, you're going to start seeing that bad idea start going up. Ooh, you had 70K? I pray that happen. Yes, you did, and no one believed you. Yep, but it's all right. Have you heard of Bo Pony? He's supposedly an analyst of time for Daddy, but claims he is no prophet. Bo Pony. No, I never heard of Bo Pony. Is he on YouTube? I'll look him up and then pray about him, see what happened. But I never heard of him before. But, I don't know why people say that. If they're having dreams and they're seeing and they're hearing from God, they're a prophet. Why do they say they're not? That's pride. Apostle, I have not received anointing oil. What? Well, why you just not telling me? 'Cause I don't have no more. And when did you order it? Go to my Instagram or my Facebook and screenshot me the Cash App or the PayPal, and I'll just have to refund you because you should have said something a long time ago because I don't have any more. And what I have left, I'm mine. So just hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, send me a screenshot so I can see the date. Go look for it, and I'll just refund you back. Thanks, Apostle. It happened so suddenly. I had planned to go looking for the house this week. Been put on hold this week. Oh, wow. I pray that moves away so you can find you something. I ain't giving you no time. I don't know when she's going to go. It's going to go. You don't get me setting no dates. Listen, Joy, when you come live, do you know when you'll be back on for prayer and prophecy? I did prayer and prophecy, was it last week? And then I was on Facebook Sunday. That's why I told you I go on my Facebook. I was talking to people live. It was fun. We was talking face to face. Even God had me, he's going to have me ordain Mr. Carter as a minister sometime next year. And I don't normally do that. I don't like to do that, but God want me to do it, so I'm going to do it. Yeah, so go look on Facebook. Go join me on Facebook. I had it on there. When I do it, it'll be on my other channel, which I don't be on that much. I think it has like 1,600 some followers. So it'll be on that channel. What's the name of that channel? It's called Prophetic Life Advice Show. It's in my link tree. Look under my other videos that have my information and click on the link tree and look for it and you'll see it. And on my website, the prayer request thing works because I got 2 or 3 prayer requests to my email from people. But please don't ask me for a prophetic word because I will not respond. It's only for prayer. There's a form for you to fill out if you want prayer. There's a form to fill out if you want to invite me to your church or conference. There's also an email and a phone number if you want to invite me. That's what that's for. But the form you can fill out for prayer and prayer only. My mom told me weeks ago, before we knew that she saw me having a girl. I remember you said that too. So that may be in the future. Yeah. Wow. There's also sanctuary coin. I never heard of that one either. I looked that one up. You know, you're like the 7th person who told me that God told them to get that idea. It would be worth a lot of money. That's confirmation to my dreams, y'all. That's like the 7th person. So I gotta go. Yeah, it worked. Devontae, he worked hard for me. Look, he sent me some Crocs, right? And they so cute. They're like bling bling and glittery and silver, right? So they came in this Croc bag and it had a crocodile on it. God was like, so I was going to keep the Crocs in the crocodile bag. I had prayed over it. God was like, take them shoes out. Throw away that bag. He said, don't put it in the garage. Put it in the garbage. He said, take them Crocs and anoint them and pray over them. And I did. And he said, remove the crocodile spirit. I said, the crocodile spirit? He said, don't they call them Crocs?
You remember I had to throw away all of my Crocs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he told me, I said, well, do you want me to throw them away, Daddy? I said, well, if you want me to throw them away, I will, but I got to confess to Brother Dante. He said, no. He said, pray over them. So I prayed over them. I removed any crocodile spirit, any kind of curse on it. I blessed them, and I gave them to God, and I put them in my closet in a nice little area so they can't get messed up. So when the summer come next year, me wearing them. And so he told me, he said, go to Instagram and tell your brother, because Devontae has the most stunning little girl you ever want to see. She's about 2 years old. I think she's my skin tone or a little lighter. She was on top of the car with her little pink Crocs. And I said, oh, they're so cute. I want some, right? So he's like, really, Apostle? I'll buy you some. She is so stunning, this little 2-year-old, right? So the Lord, he was like, go on Instagram and tell Devontae to do the same thing for the Crocs he bought for his family. So I did. and he was thanking me. I was like, wow. And Pat just reminded me years ago, she had a bunch of Crocs, and God told her to throw the Crocs away. You said, Pat, God told you to throw the Crocs away. Yeah. But you know them flip-flops that we bought from Macy's that was like $100 and we got them for like $30. Those Crocs.
What?
Them flip-flops we got. Them leather flip-flops we got from Macy's before we went to Israel. I still got mine because 2 of them I never even wore yet.
There ain't no flip-flop.
What is they then?
There ain't no flip-flop. There ain't no Crocs.
Yes, they is. They Crocs. When I was packing up my shoes, I looked at the back of them. They Crocs.
I gotta see.
Well, if yours ain't, mine's is. Yeah, they had them like $100. We got them for $30. So if you got Crocs, sandals, shoot, pray and remove that crocodile spirit from it and cover them with the blood and anoint them so you can keep them. All right. Okay, so I'll see y'all later. Much love. Shalom. Yeah, mine say Crocs on